So I've been using the OnePlus 7 Pro as my daily driver now for a long time, and I noticed there's a lot of features that are still missing from this device. But it's not only exclusive to the OnePlus 7 Pro, but also is for the newer OnePlus such as OnePlus 8 and 8 Pro. Now there's a lot of features that are still missing, but I'm going to go through the top 5 features that are still missing in OnePlus devices in 2020. So the first thing is the always on display feature. Now Xiaomi and Huawei and Samsung already have this feature on the devices, and they also have multiple themes that you can choose from and multiple styles that you can pick. But OnePlus already have ambient display feature on the devices, as you all guys know that have OnePlus devices. The only difference is that you have to double click the display or single tap it to the ambient display to show up, and it's really annoying because they just can remove that part and then make it always on instead, and that in itself becomes always on display. But maybe you guys say also that they need to focus on the battery optimization feature, but you have to already consider that for them to take this long to just implement a simple feature such as always on display is really annoying. Now you can check their community app. They already announced that they're working on this feature, and they said they're going to be finished with it around September, which is really a long time. For us that is beta testers, I already see that every month they push new betas. There's not a lot of changes. There's only optimization features that they add, and there's nothing new that they bake onto their new software. So why are they taking so long to implement the necessary features first? Now another thing is that being able to create folders in the app drawer. That's the really simple feature that they should have done it long before, and it's really simple to implement, but they still haven't done it. I already see that they push new updates to the launcher, but I'm pretty sure they can just implement that really easily, such as already Samsung have an app lock app that you can install on your device, and there's a lot of features that you can bring onto your device, and for them to not be able to just push this update to their launcher, so we can have an ability to create folders in the app drawer. This should have been implemented long before. Thing is not more of a issue, but more of a wish list, if you say so. But I guess it can be also an issue for the bigger devices such as the OnePlus 7 Pro and the newer flagship OnePlus 8 and 8 Pro. They're already very big. Even the OnePlus 7 Pro is a tad bit taller than the Galaxy Note 9, so it's considered as a big device. They should have optimized their software upon one-handed use. So what I mean by that, if you look at the Samsung devices, they already have the information design at the top, and they have the interaction design at the bottom. For example, in the settings, you can see that when you scroll down, the information is at the top, so all the interaction touch-based things are at the bottom, so you can interact with them much easier if you have much smaller hands. But also in the gallery, in the much other the apps, in the One UI 2.0, you can see that it's much easier to interact with the device, even though you have our Galaxy Note on your hand. And this is something that they should have considered long before they pushed bigger devices to the market. And I think they actually implement this. This is a really good sign that they really care about us as a community. There's also another feature that I don't know if you guys have noticed, but in the camera you cannot have a pro mode for the video, and this is really simple to fix because they already have a pro for the picture mode but not for video. And I think as a heavy user myself and using the OnePlus 7 Pro as my daily driver, I really want to record videos and be able to tinker with the saturation, exposure and other manual stuff that I can do myself. And as a Android user, I know already the other flagships have this. Now you might say that the OnePlus 7 Pro isn't a flagship, but you have to consider that if they bring this feature, they have to bring this for the new flagships such as the OnePlus 8 and 8 Pro. And 7 Pro is already a premium phone. I know that they lack camera quality, but it's not that bad that you don't have to implement this feature. If they bring this, it's really going to push their game up. Now, despite all these things that is lacking, this device is already a great device, and I've been really happy with it. This is actually my first OnePlus device, and I'm really impressed, especially the no interrupted design at the display and the fast animation software that they optimized, and the display already complements that. And the pop-up camera also is really good because I've been using it heavily throughout the public places, and whenever I'm chatting with someone and use the front-facing camera, when that camera comes up, there's like a feeling that never gets old, and everyone wants to just stare at you like, what is this device he's using? So these are the features that I really love, despite the things that is lacking. But most of the things that is lacking is actually software based and can be fixed if they really consider them, and I hope they do. And thank you guys for watching for this video. If you really like this video, give it a like, subscribe, and I see you next time.